Hi and welcome to Outwell and to our Glendale 7 from our deluxe collection. It's a large, spacious 7-person tunnel design tent that has 4 rooms, which is 3 bedrooms across the back and your large living area in the middle. A really nice feature for me on this tent is this front porch area here. It's just a really good area to be able to maybe have kitchen storage or some nice relaxing furniture to be able to sit in under a little bit of shelter. Another nice feature on the front of the tent here as well is that these panels next to the doorway here can actually be rolled back to open up the whole front, just to give you that sort of outside spacious feeling on the inside of your tent. We're going to just talk you through some of the features on the inside here. I just want to point out this dividing wall from the outside area into your sealed area here. You can see there is a zip that runs across the top here. So if you want to, this whole thing can be opened completely up, just to again give you a much more spacious feeling. Or if you want, you can also have it half or fully closed. You'll then see on the wall itself we have large mesh panels here, so great for ventilation. If it's a little bit warmer, you can open these up. But there is a curtain on the back here that we can zip up to completely close this area off as well. Stepping back into the tent, I mentioned earlier on, it's very spacious, lots and lots of room in here for furniture and storage units and things like that. Certainly plenty of head height as well. I'm quite tall at about 1.95 meters. You can see above me here I have plenty of space. I think also the space in here is accentuated by the fact that we have large windows all the way around the tent. For the moment you can see we actually have put the curtains up just to show you that you can get as much privacy as you want here. So the curtains for each window can either be actually brought halfway up or fully closed like this here. You'll also then just see across the top of the windows that we have ventilation panels here which correspond to outside ventilation, which we'll show you in detail a little bit later in the film. Some other features I just want to highlight here would be our lantern hanging point in a good central position in the tent, and then coming away from that you'll find that we have cable tidies which run all the way down to this here, which is our cable entry point. So you can see that we can just zip this open to bring our electrics in through here without actually having the door open. So you can see here that there's a good size door to the side. It actually has a full mesh door that can be zipped down as well. So again, ventilation wise, we can open up that outside door and allow lots of cool fresh air into the tent, but hopefully keep out those bugs. Across the back of the tent is where the bedrooms are, and as I mentioned earlier on, it can sleep up to 7 people. But just to highlight, these bedrooms actually come pre-attached. So when it comes to pitching the tent, that's a job that you don't have to worry about, they're already done for you. The way that they're attached is with the use of our wave-shaped hanging points. You can just see that all the way around here. And what that does, it just takes any stress point off of that top seam across the bedrooms. Bedrooms themselves have got lots of nice features on here. So we have the ventilation panels on the doors, as you can see here. We then have some pockets on the outside, ideal for sort of your smaller personal possessions. And then within the bedrooms, you'll see across the back here, we have a large mesh ventilation panel which correspond to the outside ventilation, and we also have some pockets at the back here as well, again perfect for those smaller personal possessions. Now on this side of the bedroom you'll find that we can open this entirely up just by zipping up the sides and then toggling at the top, so you can make this one large bedroom. But also on this side here, this entire sheet can be zipped open as well, so you can actually have it as one huge bedroom across the back, or you can separate them individually into the 3. Another great feature on here though is our universal bedroom system. So what that allows you to do is actually completely drop one of these bedrooms, just leaving the other 2 in place. So we'll just show you now how to do that. So now I'll just talk you through the ground sheets for the tent. In this area here, from that dividing wall that I mentioned, right the way to the back of the tent, it's actually fully sealed from front to back and side to side. So maximum amount of protection in here because it's actually bathtub in style, so you're not going to get the drafts coming in the bottom. You're also keep out the sort of dust and dirt and things like that, and hopefully those unwanted creepy crawlies too. The material itself is a good quality, heavy-duty, double-coated polyethylene. So, like I say, very durable, but also totally waterproof with a hydrostatic head of 10,000 millimetres. And then what you'll notice in here is that we actually have the exact same material here. So everything that I just mentioned is the same for this ground sheet. The only difference is that this toggles into position. And a nice feature there is actually that when it comes to taking this out, it makes it a lot easier to clean this particular ground sheet. Now what we're going to do is just pop to the outside of the tent to show you some of the features there. So I'll just talk you through the fly sheet that we use on the Glendale 7 here. This is our Outex 4000. So it's a really good quality polyester material. It's actually 75 denier taffeta polyester. It also has fully taped seams all the way across it. And on the inside we have PU coating as well, which makes it totally waterproof with a hydrostatic head of 4,000 millimetres. The frame that we use on here is a combination, which you can see here, of steel poles and of our Duratec fiberglass. So obviously the steel side of it on the main body of the tent makes it really stable, really strong, and also quite simple to pitch because we also colour code the pole sleeves to the poles to make sure that it is as simple as possible for you. Some other features then you can see on the sides here, we have these large ventilation panels just here, and these correspond to the ventilation we mentioned on the inside. If it does get a little bit too chilly, we can simply take these away just by taking the Velcro tabs off and pushing that down like so. So moving on from there, we'll just show you that we are using our classic luminous Outwell guy lines here, just so that when it gets a little bit darker, hopefully you're not going to trip over them. Each guy line has then got its own retainer, which you can just see here, so when it comes to packing down the tent, we can roll the guy line up in our hands and pop it in here so that the next time they're nice and easily accessible. You then just see that the guy lines themselves are attached to our innovative Outwell wind stabilizer system, so we'll just show you how that works. What you need to do is just simply wrap this around the poles and then fasten into position like so. What you'll then find is there's one at the top and at the bottom of all the poles around the side of the tent. Then we take the guy lines, pull them out and peg them into position, and what that does is it pulls the fly sheet against the frame of the tent, tautening the whole thing up and making sure that it's going to be really stable even in the highest of wind conditions. Something else that we use on the Glendale 7 is our easy pegging system. This is where we supply you with 3 different types of pegs for the tent. We have the solid steel peg here for the corners, and that makes these your anchor pegs. You then have the luminous peg here for the luminous guy line, and then we have the black peg for all of the black pegging points around the side. So just make sure that you get these pegs in the right place, hence the easy pegging system. Around the front of the tent, in the porch area here, you'll find that we have the mud balances in place. They're there just to encourage any rainwater to run down and away from the inside of the tent. So finally, we have a few optional extras available for the Glendale 7, including a footprint to go under the ground sheet. We also have the carpet, which you saw inside, which gives you that little bit extra luxury. And there's also a side extension available for the tent as well. So that is all the features of our Glendale 7 from the Deluxe Collection. I'd like to thank you very much for watching.